Say if someone was listening to this podcast and they've started a new business or they're about to launch a new business, where should they be starting when it comes to their social media strategy? And I know that is a very broad question, and there would be so many things that would determine that.
Yeah, I think it's a good question though, and I do think there are some key things that you do need to think about that maybe don't get thought about. To compare it, what we often see is, a social media manager or a founder will look at what everyone else is doing as their first point of call. But my suggestion is you go right back to marketing foundations. Like, this is going to be your biggest channel. If you're an e-commerce brand, this is going to be your biggest channel for marketing. So you really want to make sure that it actually has marketing principles included in it. So we're talking like marketing funnels and understanding the buyer's journey is and all of that kind of stuff, and then how it's going to play together with all of your other channels like we spoke about, things like PR and even your emails and your paid ads and all of that kind of stuff. We want to be thinking about the whole ecosystem of your marketing within that before we even look at what kind of content you're going to create. So you want to have really strong brand strategy. You want to understand what a marketing funnel is, like how people consume content in order to answer questions and get the information they need to make purchases, what drives a purchase, what makes someone want to purchase in the first place, starting with that understanding, then moving into your audience. I think one thing we tend to see, especially with really small businesses, maybe people who haven't had a business before, haven't done marketing before, is they want to cater to too many people at once.
Yeah.
And the thing that they don't understand is that the more people you add, the more resources you need to market it effectively. And, you can't look at a brand like H&M or a Zara or something like that and say they cater to everyone. Yeah, but they've got hundreds of millions of dollars to do all of that marketing effectively. So the analogy that a mentor sort of said to me once that stuck with me forever was this idea of poking a hole through a piece of paper is a lot easier than trying to punch a hole through it. When you're starting out, having a very clear understanding of a very, very, very small audience that you want to serve, and just everything you do content-wise being based around that person and their problems, their needs, what are they looking for, what are they watching, what do they love, what do they think's funny, what are their values, will get you a lot further in those initial stages or overall to actually gain momentum with your strategy and with your content. If you're trying to do too many things, it generally will fall flat. So audience is that kind of really, really big piece that everything plays around, including the things that we spoke about before, like brand strategy and stuff like that. And then from there, actually the first thing that I would do is look at creators. I don't look at other brands first.
Wow. I was going to ask if you do competitor analysis.
Definitely, absolutely. But I don't take them as the pinnacle of inspiration because I don't think they're the best at that thing. Do you know what I mean? If we're talking about social media and we're talking about leading from an audience's perspective and what they would want, I would always go to the creators who are killing it in that space first and work backwards into okay, and now what do we see brands doing in this space and who's doing it well? But I don't want to see people copying because we see it too much. I'll give you an example. Black Friday, I was nearly about to pull my hair out. If I saw one more brand do a printed flyer thing that they stuck on a wall to advertise their Black Friday deal, I was going to lose it. I was I don't understand how everyone gets the same template and does the exact same thing. It's really dangerous to start watching too many competitors because I think you become too similar and it actually damages your brand ultimately. It kind of puts you as a follower, not a leader.